The landscape of rugby is shifting, not through force but through finesse. And standing at the helm of that evolution is Simon Calder, the Premiership's chief growth officer, a man with a vision as vivid as the new orange logo set to redefine the league. Gone is the word Premiership. In its place, a snappier, edgier title, the Prem. 3 letters. Infinite possibilities. This isn't just a cosmetic change. It's a full-blown reimagining of what rugby can be, who it speaks to, what it feels like, how it's consumed. Calder doesn't just want a league that plays well. He wants one that sells well, moves well, feels like a show, and lives beyond the stadium walls. Calder admits it himself, the old Premiership brand felt corporate and establishment. In an age of TikTok, UFC, and high-octane global entertainment, that's no longer enough. It didn't feel like an entertainment product, he says bluntly. And that's what we're trying to address. The new identity is bold, a splash of orange, raw collisions, intense athleticism, and high-definition confrontations. Calder isn't ashamed to admit where his inspiration lies. Not in cricket, not even in traditional rugby roots. But in the octagon, in the cage, in UFC. There's a punkiness to it, he says. A lean forward. And we really like that. That lean forward attitude is what Calder wants fans doing, on the edge of their seats, breath held, eyes wide. Not just watching rugby, but feeling it. The violence, the art, the speed, the chaos, all reframed as entertainment. Not just sport. Of course, with change comes criticism. The branding dropped before the final drew mixed reactions. The traditionalists scoffed. Some were confused. But that's the point, the existing audience isn't the target. Calder wants the curious, the casual, the indifferent. He wants people who never watched rugby before to stop, stare, and scroll no further. He's not flying blind. Calder's experience at the 100, cricket's controversial neon-drenched, Six Happy Cousin, proved he can build hype. That competition sold over £500 million worth of franchises. It changed cricket's DNA. Now he wants to apply evolution, not revolution, to rugby. The 100 needed to be something entirely new, Calder reflects. But rugby has something. Legacy. Identity. Leicester Tigers. Harlequins. They've already got equity in the market. So the plan is not demolition, it's redesign. That redesign includes increased behind-the-scenes content. Player access. Authenticity. Let fans in on the human side of collisions. Try saving tackles. Scuffles that border on feuds. Rugby, Calder believes, must become a story as much as a spectacle. Every try is a moment. Every hit is a headline. Every interaction can go viral if the cameras are rolling and the edit is slick. Calder knows marketing alone won't win loyalty. The matchday experience must change too. When people come to grounds for the first time, we need to make them feel welcome, he says. We've been behind, but we're catching up. Clubs are now being trained in hospitality. Matchday satisfaction scores are being tracked. The goal is not just selling a ticket, it's making fans feel like they belong from the first step through the turnstile. This isn't just about sport, it's about belonging in a wider entertainment economy. Families, Calder notes, are now central to every weekend outing. I've got 2 young girls, he says. And I want to bring them here. I want them to want to come. He references the meteoric rise of women's football, driven by inclusivity, atmosphere, and family-first experiences. That's the benchmark. Rugby has to match it, or it'll miss an entire generation. He's seen mistakes up close too. Calder warns that T20 cricket cannibalized itself by focusing on existing fans rather than expanding its base. Ever-decreasing circles, he calls them. A loop of shouting louder to the same crowd, instead of growing the audience. To break that cycle, rugby needs more than tradition. It needs to meet people where they are, on phones, on YouTube, in casual convos at the pub. Why don't they watch rugby? Calder wants to know. Because no one's asked them. So he's asking. And answering with action. Red Bull's reported interest in Newcastle Falcons could be a turning point. A brand rooted in youth culture aligning with the new Prem would validate Calder's strategy. It's not about heritage. It's about heat. Data shows the 18 to 34 demographic is already responding. Bath's recent victory drew a record 1.26 million TV viewers. Demand for 82,000 stadium seats outstripped supply. These aren't just numbers, they're signals. Sparks. Signs that the fire can spread. There's no room for half measures. Calder speaks like a man who's bet on disruption before and won. But he's also aware rugby's soul matters. Legacy can't be discarded. It must be woven into the new fabric. The change to the Prem isn't about dropping vowels, it's about adding edge. This is no longer the game your grandfather watched in Tweed. This is a league painted orange, sweating testosterone, and aiming squarely for the Netflix generation. Collisions. Content. Community. That's the new holy trinity. Calder doesn't promise perfection. He doesn't expect everyone to cheer. But he does expect the sport to grow. Because in his world, standing still isn't respect, it's retreat. So now, the ball's in motion. The branding is launched. The mission is clear. Rugby is no longer just a game of two halves. It's a product. It's a package. And in the hands of Calder, it might just be the next big show.